Here at Central, our Stephen ministry is one of the ways that we support one another. But as a Stephen leader, I've realized that it's often really hard for people to ask for help. Charlotte, in 1989, when our children were 4 and 7, our house in South Asheville burned down. And I vividly remember all the offers of help that came forth from family and friends, neighbors, people from work, even people we didn't know. But I also remember how difficult it was for me to accept their offers of help, even though it was a really hard time. And so I wonder, why is it that when we're struggling and then we have deep needs that we do have a difficult time asking for help or even receiving help?
Well, Cindy, I think one thing is that when we're in the midst of a crisis or just a really difficult time, we're so consumed with what we need to do to get through each day or each minute even that we just don't have the energy to ask for help. We're just so focused on survival sometimes that we don't think about reaching out or accepting what we really need at that moment.
Well, that makes sense. I do remember being overwhelmed, numbed at what I was looking at my yard filled with all the rubble of our belongings, the burnt out house. It was hard.
Yeah, that sounds really difficult. And I think that as bad as that situation was, or as bad as anybody's situation is, we tend to think there are people worse off than we are, though. And so we tend to not reach out because we think, well, there are others worse, and maybe they need help more than I do right now.
That's interesting. So I remember the American Red Cross lady insisting that we accept these vouchers, and I kept saying, but we have money in the bank. Please give them to somebody else, who would need them more than us.
Right. I think that's a common feeling. And I have to confess also that when I'm going through a hard time, I get hung up on wanting to be really strong. And I'm afraid that if I'm asking for help, then I'm not being strong, and maybe others are going to think I'm weak, and maybe I'll see myself as weak.
Sharing a personal struggle is hard. I worry about what other people are going to think when they learn what's going on with me, and it might be embarrassing for me and for my family members.
Sure. But one of the great things about our Stephen ministry training is the importance that we place on confidentiality, and how we can provide that safe space for someone who seeks out our support. It may be, though, that people in the past have been let down by somebody they turned to and trusted, and maybe they fear reaching out and being hurt all over again. But we really do talk a lot about and support each other in providing that safe space for people so that they can feel good about not only receiving care, but receiving that privacy they need, which is so important in a moment of crisis.
Charlotte, at Central, we're really blessed to have Stephen ministers like you. Stephen ministers who care and who are open, so that when someone does entrust their heart to a Stephen minister relationship, they really are relieved that they have that relationship.
Well, I'm so grateful for all the training and support that Stephen ministers provide each other in helping me to be someone who provides non-judgmental, accepting, caring support, just a good listening ear for someone. And it's such a privilege to be allowed to walk a person's path through a difficult time. And I'm just so honored to be able to provide consistent support until a person feels like they're back on their feet again.
I wish that I had had a Stephen minister back when our house burned. I think it would have been really helpful. As a Stephen leader, I know that it is hard to know what kind of help one needs, or even where to turn to find help. If you are dealing with a difficult situation and just need to discern what kind of help you might find, please call me. We can talk confidentially. My number is 298-1045, or you can call Pastor Lisa through the church office. Maybe a Stephen minister is what you need. or maybe not. But together, we can figure this out. No one should feel that nobody cares or that you don't deserve to be helped.
Right. As one of our former care receivers said to us some time ago, accepting a Stephen minister during one of the most difficult periods of life helped me more than I ever dreamed. I don't know why I ever hesitated. So don't wait. Ask for support. Even during this pandemic, we can find ways to meet with you that you're comfortable with through telecare or FaceTiming or phone calls or Zoom meetings. So please don't wait, just call.